Yar, matey, Captain Bluebeard here, letting you know there be spoilers ahead for all episodes of Life is Strange. Continue, if ye dare.
Ahoy, mateys! Welcome to Blackwell Podcast, where we love talking about Life is Strange more than Captain Bluebeard and Longneck Silver love searching for buried treasure. I am Aaron, and today I'm joined by Jamie.
Hello.
Joey.
Heyo.
Zach.
I almost said howdy. Heya.
And Sean.
Yeehaw!
There we
Mix
Happy
up the
now?
order a little bit. How you guys doing?
I gotta hand it to you for getting not only in one take, but in one breath, getting that intro out. So I think that's probably the best we've done in a while.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
probably the best. You've done it better.
It was like one of those things where you like start sweating a little bit towards the end. You're just like, no, I just gotta keep going.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it.
Alright, so today's episode is a little bit of a mixed bag, really. It's under the topic of farewell, where we're going to be talking about the farewell episode, which was a bonus with Life is Strange Before the Storm, as well as saying goodbye to Arcadia Bay.
Yeah,
We
it's
said,
our own little farewell.
Saying goodbye to
Yeah.
us because we are fading away into obscurity.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
it
sad.
was so good. Like the photo in Back to the Future. We're literally just being erased.
Just disappearing.
just like a limb at a time with just headless bodies just waving at nothing. Alright, so there are spoilers for season 1 of Before the Storm, obviously. We'll kind of just talk about like the first bit will just be about the farewell, the second part will just kind of be what we think about Arcadia Bay, what we liked, kind of like what it's like. I don't know. I'm fucking sad about that part. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
All right,
Memoriam to.
pull one out for the bay.
Oh man, I get that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Should say episode 1 of season 2 is out as we are recording this,
Yeah.
but we won't be talking about that in this episode.
Yeah, that'll be next episode, I believe.
Because I haven't even played it yet. Finger guns.
I haven't completed it yet.
Alright, so let's get into it. So the farewell episode was a bonus episode which was included with the deluxe edition of Before the Storm. Kind of giving you one last time to play as Max.
Yeah.
And she needs to say goodbye to Arcadia Bay and, more importantly, Chloe. Which fucking sucks, not
Yep.
gonna lie.
Oh damn, I just remembered how it ends and I'm sad already.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, because I was like thinking about all the wholesome stuff that happens like at the beginning of the episode and I was like, oh, I love the farewell episode, and then I thought about the end and I was like, oh, I hate the farewell episode.
Man,
Fuck.
they like... The worst part is that they kind of like... It blindside you with like the day. Like what's happening that day. And there's kind of some clues you can pick up on to like lead up to like... Oh, spoilers. This is the day William dies. But, like, they don't blatantly tell you that until it's happening. And so, throughout the whole episode, I was like, I don't think... Is this the day? Is this going to be a really bad day to, like, bring this up to Chloe? Because, of all the days you're going to tell her that, like...
Yeah.
It's like... But, in Max's defense, Chloe didn't, no.
Oh, well, of
None
course.
them knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So let's kind of talk about the beginning of the episode, because it's so good, just seeing them blow shit up.
Oh, yeah, at the very beginning, they blow up the Barbies. The
dolls.
non-Barbies.
Yeah.
The Narbies.
The Herbies.
Narbies.
They're fully loaded.
The Narbies. Eat it, Narbies.
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know what to say. It's making me really sad already, and we're not even 10 minutes in.
Well, let's be objective here. So what happens? What do we see at the beginning?
Faces.
Dead Narbies.
Worn out faces.
Yeah.
So yeah, they blow shit up, which is really nice. We're kind of glossing over a little bit because we'll kind of talk about details that we like in areas. We should have mentioned that beforehand, but Chloe needs your help to clean up her room.
Which she doesn't want to throw anything out.
Yeah. So, let's talk about,
Chloe's
problem.
hoarder tendencies.
Yeah. I mean, there's some obvious, like, highlights in this room, which I'm gonna kind of talk about, like, my personal highlights of what I seen in there, which, were the concert tickets, where they just have a, like, little dance thing. That was really nice. The Jawbreaker was really cool.
It is cool that you kind of get to see Chloe's room in, like, the...
Before everything went to shit.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah.
the three, like, main, like, as far as we know anyway, the three, like, main phases of, like, Chloe's life, which are, like...
Yeah.
Which are, like, pre-William's death, and then, like...
Coping with, like, loneliness. And
right, and then before
Max is back.
before the storm, you kind of get, like, this, kind of, she's, like, transitioning into kind of the punk Chloe.
With
so...
like, a sense of, like, uncertainty as well.
Yeah, and then, of course, in season 1, she's just gone, like, full... She's just fucking writing on her walls with Sharpies. Have you noticed
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing consistent through all those things was Mr. Sharky, which I really liked as well.
Always around. A steadfast friend.
Oh. Uh-oh.
I thought there would be, like... So, in the... Oh. We might have to edit this part out. I'll be back.
7 minutes.
I got it. Are we pausing it, or are we letting it go?
Keep
What's
it
happening?
recording.
Keep it rolling.
Okay, cool.
I was
just for the time.
Okay.
I was gonna say we should get a blooper reel at some point, but there's a lot of funny stuff that we keep anyway.
Yeah.
I should start saving. I usually just like delete the audio, but I should start saving it. Just cutting it out instead of deleting it.
I feel like that's like a really nice thing with like the Skype files is because it's just one big thing.
Yeah.
I don't think I was ready for this.
Alright, I'm back.
Episode. Welcome back.
I forgot to tell my mom that I was recording a podcast, so she had to come knock on the door.
Can't pause on mine, Mom.
Go to my friends. So what was I saying? I was talking about... Oh, okay. So do we want to do, like, a resync or what?
No, we don't need to resync.
Okay.
Unless you did you pause your audio? Or
No, I just kept it playing. I muted my mic, so there will be a big stint of, like, silence, but...
Alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna just cut this part out anyway.
Okay.
Cool.
So I thought the main, like, mechanic of this part of the game was literally going to be every time you pick up something to offer Chloe to throw out, she always gives you some BS reason about why not to throw it out, and then you can kind of agree with her or encourage her to throw it out once more. And I thought the first, like, 2 things I picked up, I kind of agreed with her. I was like, yeah, maybe you don't want to throw this out. This is kind of cool, or this is, like, sentimental. But,
Yeah.
And so by that point, I'd kind of thought that the mechanic was if you agree with her, it doesn't get thrown out. But on, like, the third thing I picked up, I was like, no, this is just kind of garbage. You should throw this out. And she was like, no, I'm not throwing it out. I will never list anything. This is all of my garbage. So I realized, I was like, oh, okay, she just never wants to throw anything out. She just refuses. She really is leaning hard into her hoarder tendencies.
Yeah. I mean, there's like some stuff that didn't really make sense. That she kept like upsies. That was like questionable.
What was that?
Oopsies, you know, it's kind of like the
right.
Deck 9 version.
Yeah.
Of the sorry.
Yeah, I think that was the first thing I picked up that I actually told her was kind of trash, because Max even makes a point to say that like some of the pieces are missing. You don't even have like a full game.
And like the magician's kit as well.
Yeah, I think I had told her to throw that out as well, but no.
But it's kind of funny because you actually get to save something, which kind of leads into like a bit of a side storyline, which kind of helps flesh out like that version of Chloe, which is her hoodie.
Oh right, yeah. Her
Which,
her favorite check. Yeah, I forgot about that. Can't she also find the snow globe?
That's
Yeah.
downstairs, I believe, right?
I don't remember. I thought it was in her closet.
mantle.
It's not. I think it's in her closet. I don't think it's one of the things you can throw out.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I think you can look at it.
Oh,
Yeah,
alright.
I think it was on the fireplace mantle, in the downstairs section.
Oh, okay.
I wrote that down because it was right next to a really cool Easter egg, which I'll mention later. So anyone else?
Oh yeah, that makes sense too, because that's where it is in the nightmare sequence of season 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, is there anything else anyone wants to mention about the bedroom, like kind of like looking around and stuff before we kind of go into the main story?
I don't think so. I'm trying to think. I'll interrupt you if I think of anything.
Okay. There was like the boy bank cards, which was kind of cool. The comic strip.
Oh my god, sorry. I accidentally clicked on something.
The boy band card actually cracked me up. That was funny.
Oh yeah, I loved those.
Okay.
They were one of my favorite bits. Especially like just finding like because there's stuff like on like the pirate rules and stuff like that no boys on the ship and this kind of thing. I was like, don't worry, Chloe, you're gonna be just fine.
You're gonna be just fine.
Ashley Bart confirmed it, so it's gotta be true.
Yeah.
That's valid.
Like there was a really nice moment of calm in this scene as well, just on the bed.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
And I think is that the first glimpse we get into the music, like the soundtrack?
I'd say like when like Max is like thinking about how it's the last day, that's kind of like when we get into it.
Yeah.
Which is really well done. I love Mike Gragan for his work in this, who composed it for the farewell episode. He did such a great job.
Did a good job.
I'm just going through my notes I made today, like of stuff. The Choose Your Own Adventure book was cool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
loved
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that was great.
I think, the Rat King, or, I don't know.
Yeah, that was
I
cool.
think that's what it was. Yeah, the Rat King.
Yeah, that's what it
And,
was.
like, one part that really did crack me up about that was like, you don't want to pet the squirrel? What's wrong with you? Everyone likes squirrels. I was like, fuck. All right. Should we? Well, we need to kind of like go on to like the main story.
Go
right?
for it.
Because Chloe, Chloe's like, oh, you know, we'll just keep all this stuff. But it kind of prompts Max to say, oh, I'm leaving for Seattle, which Chloe kind of interrupts and just finds an old tape.
Oh yeah.
Which kind of leads into younger Max and Chloe, which I never thought I'd see, but I never thought I needed, which I did. Just
Agreed.
so adorable.
It's so great.
Kind of what makes this so cool is the pirate speak, mainly. I'm just saying, you know, just kind of repeating words and just slipping into normal English, as well as William kind of butting in.
Yeah.
Dad, we're on a
Right.
project.
Then Mom, I'm hanging out with my friends.
Yeah.
That
It's
part.
the entirety of the Mama track by The Lonely Island, but summed up in the Life is Strange universe, pretty much.
That part.
I gotta-
The tape was recorded really well. Like I
Yeah.
imagine that must have been fun to do in the recording booth.
Yeah.
I gotta say, the thing I loved about the tape and the Choose Your Own Adventure book is, like, it just seemed really authentic. It was like, it felt like little kids talking or, like, writing stuff down, because it was so, like, sporadic and, like, creative and imaginative, and I don't know. Like, I don't know what I would be curious to hear, like, what their writing process was like for that, because it was just... It was super, like, you know, it was cute.
It felt
was
real.
Enjoyable. Yeah, it did.
Yeah. And you see, like, this pirate book that kind of Chloe pulls out, which kind of leads you on your quest, where you get to actually see baby Max and Chloe when they were 8 and 9. And, my god, they are so adorable.
Little fledgling pirates.
Yeah. But yeah, it kind of leads you onto the quest that you gotta find the treasure. It's like, fuck yeah, I'm down for a fucking treasure hunt. It's like, god, and just kind of like how, I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit, but just how they handled, like, the different locations and what, like, the actual version of it was, just kind of helps kind of sell what the imagination of young Max and Chloe would be like. And they kind of explained it as well, which was really nice. It's like, why did we choose this?
They made...
It's like, with the attic and stuff.
They made a really cool, like, treasure hunt that I probably wouldn't be able to do now at 25. Like, I like the cool, like, you have to look through the glass and it shows you, like, exactly where to dig and all that. Like, that was cool.
Right.
That was really creative. And the treasure at the end of the episode is sadness.
Alright.
Seems to be a pretty recurring theme in Life is Strange.
Sadness.
Go dig up some sadness.
Yeah. God, that just reminds me of the fucking Plotagon video that I made a while ago, where we were just talking, like, you know, it's just like us, just generic episode. What we're gonna do today? Cry. just like, fucking same. So you get told by the book, because the book is always right, that the amulet, which is in actuality just a fucking ashtray with paint on it, that is, you know, in the attic. But in the room, which I almost forgot, which is a key fucking trait for Max, William's camera.
Oh, yeah.
There are 5 optional photographs within Farewell, which I only found out today. Like, I knew of a few, but there was some, which are, like, others was like, how the fuck did I miss this? So yeah, one of them is basically when Chloe's looking for the map. Max takes a picture of Chloe in the mirror as a reflection.
I'm looking at Chloe in the mirror.
Chloe, stop!
That was beautiful.
So Max is basically told to go get the amulet from the attic, whilst Chloe just fucks around outside with a sword.
You do all the work. She's the captain, so
look at me. She's the captain now. So it's kind of nice. There's not really that much upstairs, but it kind of helps flesh out Chloe and Max's friendship, as well as William and Joyce. For example, like the nicotine gum, the tickets to, like, the flight tickets to Phoenix. Like the wooden, like the staircase as well, where, like, Chloe totally took the blame even though Max did it.
Yeah.
Like,
that's cool.
Ouch.
Is that still there? And
maybe,
because I'd never noticed it. I meant to go check and see, but I forgot. I'd be curious to know if that's, like, still there in the in, like, season 1 or before the storm even.
Yeah.
I know the wine stain is still on the floor.
Right, yeah. There's a few consistencies. It's just that one was one I had never, like, never even realized.
It's because I think it's because, like, Farewell actually kind of just pointed it out. Like,
right.
We didn't really think of it as a thing until, like, it was actually pivotal to the story, even though it's just a fucking staircase.
Right.
But it, you know, There are some other stuff upstairs which is really nice as well. Like, a towel, the toothbrush.
There's some hair dye. There's always hair dye in the Price household.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and the email as well from Principal Wells about the incident.
Oh
in
yeah,
school, which Chloe did.
right.
And like fucking William just defended Chloe. Like, yeah.
Like a boss.
So yeah, what's next? I mean, what do we have to do now? Because I don't want to be the one that's just giving the entire plot of Fella. Please, guys, just speak up.
Well, after that, you go. Where is it to the? Oh, it's into the hallway to get into the attic, right?
Mm-hmm.
The attic was cool. They have a cool, freezer up there that I don't know why they aren't using that because that thing is cool.
Oh, the cola one?
Yeah, it's badass.
Yeah.
Put that in the garage.
No, don't put it in the fucking garage. Put it in the fucking bedroom, dude.
Yeah, it's like right there.
I think it's cool.
I did like the attic scene because, well, for one, I liked how you got up there because it was like just frustrating enough. It was like that Life is Strange level of like, okay, I gotta freaking stack these books on boxes or whatever, and then you get up there and it like really changes the tone of the whole episode for a second. Because, you know, everything's like so whimsical and innocent, and then you get up there and it's like dark and the music changes and you're just like creeping around, but it's like a kid's version of scary, you know?
Yeah.
Like you can like
right.
feel what Max is feeling when she's up there. And I love the cinematography of when you first see the amulet and the sun's like gleaming through it. Super cool.
And it's like Indiana Jones shit right there.
Yeah.
That is also an optional photograph as well. I
Right.
should point that out. That's 2 out of 5 from my count.
Always forget the photographs.
There was some really cool stuff as well, like Chloe's cot. Joyce's records, because Max just says there's no country in here, so it's got to be Joyce's.
Yeah.
And there's kind of like a very small puzzle here.
Yeah, I thought the design of it was cool because it made it like it made it believable.
Yeah.
You know, it was like a little bit of a puzzle to like figure out what was happening, but it was designed like you could imagine easily an attic being with like things like kind of just
jammed
pushed
in
up there with which is certainly how I pack and like store things.
Yeah.
It's just,
we just don't organize here.
Yeah.
Just like pushed in there.
Because puzzles can be contrived sometimes. They can be like, oh, well, you have to move this to get the treasure or whatever. But like that makes sense. It's like you're literally just going through an attic.
They
And
would
like,
fucking
play
Resident
like
Evil and
Tetris.
Silent Hill puzzles. What?
They were just playing furniture Tetris.
yeah.
Mhm.
I loved like being able to see Chloe down in the backyard through the window.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, creeping on her.
Yeah, that was cute.
It's funny because like you can have like two you have two options to kind of say to Chloe. I chose the one today, which was kind of Chloe, Max just saying how she really felt about Chloe, like
Yeah, I
she's looking
picked
at
that
their
one
friend.
first.
And it fucking destroyed me today.
Yeah.
I was like tearing up. Was like, we don't deserve these two. We really don't.
That's me at any given moment.
I mean,
I guess another thing about it too is Max doesn't have any time powers or anything like that, so it's like I mean, of course you can replay it, but it's pretty straightforward. And I thought too the pacing of it was so that like once you get rolling, like some of the decisions of like what to say and stuff like that, you don't even really, or at least I didn't really even think about like going back. And,
it's kind of just like things that you feel as a reflex, really. Just second nature to you. And like, because since we've played season 1, it kind of like second nature of what our Max would be like as well.
Right.
Which is like, basically my Max is just a fucking gushing bitch because she loves this kid.
And that's a really interesting point to bring up, and that's something that I wanted to talk about, which is after I finished Farewell, I was talking to my buddy about it, and we were talking about the order in which the games were released. And I know that there were different factors in that, like, don't not release the original while Deck 9 released the other two. And and maybe, it wasn't planned out from the beginning, but I think that I really don't think that I would have had it any other way to have Season 1, then Before the Storm, then Farewell, because the way that those play sequentially together is really artful, and like it just I don't know what it is about it. I tried to like put it into words, but I love that you get into like the the main story with Max and Chloe, and then you hear about Chloe's backstory, and then you see like what their friendship was like in the better days, and something about that sequence like really like it was beautiful. I love it.
I definitely will say that while it's something I've said I think on this podcast before, that I think it would be interesting to hear for somebody who played through Before the Storm first.
Yeah, that's something me and my housemate Luke, a friend of Jamie's as well. Yeah. He's trying to, me and him, we're trying to convince our other housemate, Charlie, to play through it in that order, because we want to know what his reaction is going to be like as well, because we're kind of curious what he's going to think about certain characters.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll keep you updated on that experiment.
I've got a friend as well. I've been telling him to play through the series for a while now, and I think he's bought them. He just hasn't played through them yet.
There's someone on Twitter who I know has played through Before the Storm first. Oh,
no.
I need to talk to them.
If you have played through Before the Storm first, please leave a comment.
Please tweet us after you hear this.
Yeah, just tweet us.
Yeah.
Please, and just tell us what your experience was. How the story kind of impacted you going forward.
I will say, what I was going to say is, while I do think it would be interesting to hear for somebody who played through Before the Storm first, I definitely don't think if you followed now including Farewell into the, it's called Farewell, but including it into the whole chronology, I don't think playing it completely chronologically is the way to do it. I don't think somebody starting with Farewell would be able to really appreciate Farewell as much.
Yeah, right.
I agree.
Oh no way.
It wouldn't be as impactful.
Right. It would be interesting.
Also, I feel like if you played Farewell first, it would feel all kind of rushed.
Yeah.
Just because you don't have that knowledge of everything else that has happened through all these years, and it's just I don't think it would be nearly as.
But likewise, while playing through Farewell first I don't think is the ideal way to do it. It would be really interesting to have somebody play through Farewell first, go through all of Before the Storm, start Season 1, and then get to the part in Season 1 where you backtrack, you time travel back to stop William's death. That would be a crazy backtrack for somebody who who had already experienced that day through Farewell, way before they reached that part of the game.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be
and
a
I'm
cool
thinking
experience.
about they do this in all kinds of media, right?
Sorry, I just wanted to say it's International Podcast Day today.
Oh really?
Shit.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Here we are.
I keep
All
seeing
right.
stuff about it.
Podcast.
Good job, guys,
We
for doing
totally
it.
planned this. We didn't do this.
We kind of showed our hand there, because if we had planned this, wouldn't we have tried to put an episode out on podcast day?
We definitely just dated this episode.
Yeah.
Kind of going back. I feel like the order to kind of have the most emotional impact would be Before the Storm, Season 1, and then finish off with Farewell, I guess. Right? That's what we all kind of agreeing on.
Yeah, I definitely feel regardless of where in your timeline, in your playthrough timeline, where Before the Storm and Season 1 are, I feel the only way to end it is with Farewell. Farewell definitely belongs after as the third installment, regardless of where your first two are.
Right. It's in the title. Farewell has such finality to it. And I don't know, I just think there's they do it in other pieces of media too. I'm thinking of I don't know, Harry Potter, how they wait until the 6th book /movie to tell about Voldemort's past. And
Yeah.
What's it like? Narnia does the same thing, right? Like, Magician's Nephew is like supposed to take place like before everything happened, but it's like the 6th book in the series.
It's always
I have no idea.
Oh
about
no!
Narnia.
it's always
Oh,
good
yeah.
to tread back into a character's past once you've already
Yeah.
gotten to know them in their present,
Yeah.
because it really like solidifies like your attachment to them.
There was... Fuck, what was it? There was something that I was watching like really recently that did that. Really fucking well. Alright, let's keep going, and
All
I'll
right.
probably
If you
think
remember
of
it, just
okay?
blurt it out.
Yeah, just immediately, regardless of who's
Okay.
talking.
Alright, okay.
So
Yeah,
so you go through the attic, right? You get the
yeah.
spyglass or the lens. What do they call it? They call it
The
something.
amulet.
The
Yeah.
amulet. Okay. And then
And,
while Chloe's, taking her time playing around in the backyard, not doing any actual work, making Max do all the pirating, you get to go hang out with her in the backyard, which is probably my favorite part of Farewell. I liked the
Yeah.
backyard. It's probably my favorite little zone.
Yeah.
Either that or the bedroom.
there's a moment in the backyard that really... It broke me because I didn't realize that happened until today.
What?
It's whenever you're throwing the ball against the painting that
Yeah.
they did, and you basically call, I believe it's a dweeb, and then Chloe just stops and just hugs Max.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
like,
Don't they
Yeah,
go back
that
and
shit-
forth like a couple times?
That shit
Just calling each
hurted
other
me.
names?
Yeah.
I love that.
it
Yeah.
turned the regular penis to the sad penis. I'm sorry.
What?
It's a
It's a
meme.
meme. Yeah, don't worry.
I have never heard that. Thank you for persisting it to me here and now.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
I'll show you guys later the meme, not the actual.
I'd love that.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
That part's staying in.
yeah, you guys get to see the house before it's painted, which there is like a little bit of an inconsistency, I guess.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Was it, though? Was it the right color?
Nah, it was completely. It wasn't. There was no blue on it.
Maybe
Which was it.
did he start in the backyard?
I
Yeah,
thought the
he started
blue was
in the
only on the
backyard.
front. Did we see the
No,
front?
there was like some at the very top.
Right.
Like at the bottom, it was like the same color. I was like, huh,
Huh.
he hasn't started.
Hmm.
How does he start the painting? What's going on?
I gotta tell you, like, I was about to get real mad about the continuity in this episode because, like, when you flash back in season 1 and William takes the Polaroid of them in the kitchen, that's
Yeah.
like right before he leaves and then before he dies. I was like, wait a minute, like, when does this actually take place? Because they're having like a whole day together, and like the only way it could conceivably fit in is like while he's out, and I'm like, is that really like, does that work?
Yeah. Also, they changed their clothes. What's
Yeah.
up with that?
Yes. Yes.
They explained that.
And
Did they?
because my buddy pointed out, he was like, they
Yeah.
mentioned having a dress up party, and I was like, oh, okay, well that,
When they
okay.
were sorting
I
out
get
clothes, and like you could see Chloe's
Hmm.
jumper and Max's t-shirt at the very bottom of the pile.
I suppose you win this one, Deck 9.
Yeah, I mean, God, there was so many like good stuff in the backyard as well. Like the rum bottles. Like, did you drink it? Yeah, I was like, not really. Oh, the toy soldiers on the cinder brick.
Oh, the little
Cinder
melted
block.
guys?
Yeah.
It's like
That's
I call this art piece. Why I'm no longer allowed the magnifying glass.
That is a staple of childhood. There are many
Oh yeah.
many of Army Men I melted and exploded with fireworks.
You guys are
Oh, yeah,
not gonna
big
believe
time.
this. I've never done that.
What?
Man, you're missing out. Go do it.
I know. It's nighttime. What am I gonna do on the
The
moon?
moon. Use the moon. Harness the moon's power.
Charles Xavier. Fuck, that was what it was.
There it is. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. When-
Sorry, with X-Men First Class.
Right. Yeah. No,
Sorry.
there's a-
Sorry that was out of nowhere.
It's alright. We told you. You did exactly as you were instructed.
Yeah.
Now go buy a magnifying glass as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, basically, they did what kind of like tracking back. I'm so sorry. Because I watched X-Men First Class, I think it was like Friday, and I was like, they really handled Charles Xavier really, really well. and how they linked it in with Days of Future Past as well. Kind of showing the contrast between the two, and then showing spoilers to Days of Future Past towards the end.
Right.
How, like, the change and stuff is like... James McAvoy is a great actor. He really is.
That's the moral of the story.
Yeah. So anyway, like, regarding stuff in the backyard, there was, like, a very small touch which I really liked, which was the cigarette butts towards the back, the very back of it.
Oh, right,
Like,
yeah.
Joyce is, like, going
Yeah.
out smoking, as well as, the pile of leaves, so he's like, Chloe's like, oh, don't worry, he'll be good enough to jump in 3 weeks.
Oof.
Right. 3 weeks, yes. Yeah, I mean, there was even just the dialogue with, like, Chloe just saying, you know, do you think we're dorks? Like, you know, do you think we're losers? And, like, Max is like, yeah, but we're losers together. It's like,
That shit.
I think Chloe
hurted.
said something along the lines, I don't know what I'd do without you. It's like, don't fucking say that in this episode, please. Don't do that.
Why would you do that?
You see, that's even... that.
It's only
Oh
a game.
fuck! I
Why'd
can't
you
believe
have to
you've
make
done
me sad?
this.
What's up? What? Why would Chloe even say that? Because in the when you're currently playing through it the first time, it's like, yeesh. Like, you know, she says that, I don't know what you do with what I'd do without you. And it's like, But on retrospect, you learn...
She knew.
Yeah, you learn that she knows. So why are you doing
Yeah,
this? Why are you doing this
she-
to Max, Chloe?
I think she was letting on.
Oh yeah, I didn't even
that she
consider
knew-
that.
That she knew about Max leaving. So I kind of was like her way of saying that, even though, you know, the kind of realization of Max leaving is kind of about to hit them.
Yeah.
Where, it's kind of explains how, you know, it's like Chloe's kind of realizing it, but she immediately goes to kind of like looking for the telescope again.
Yeah. I mean, it
Which
makes sense
really-
for certain things, like that.
Yeah.
Like Chloe kind of, you know, putting off, like, having this moment so that they could, like, have a happier moment. But, like, I take problem with that one, that she's like, I don't know what I'd do without you. Because it's like, oh, Max, I don't know what I'd ever do if you left me. If you left me,
I don't know.
I'd
If you
be-
moved in 3
I'd be
days to
so
Seattle,
heartbroken.
It's like I don't know what I do. Max probably died in a bathroom or something.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, we'll hit by a train.
Oh, man. Shot by my
I'm
teacher.
sorry. Oof. Anyway, we need to get going with this because we're making really, really, really bad jokes at our own expense.
I'm enjoying it.
I'm not. And so you get the tape for the amulet, and you kind of have the nice puzzle where you gotta line it up to stuff. And I love the dialogue option where it's like, "Where do you want me to go? Left
Oh,
or right?
right.
My right or your right? The other right."
You know,
It's like it goes in the other direction no matter what you do.
that moment kind of made me think of if you've ever heard somebody talk about, like, these, like, inconsistencies with, like, movie and, like, video game dialogue and stuff, where, like, nobody ever stumbles over their words and people don't say goodbye on the telephone and stuff. But
Alright.
that moment kind of, like, brought it up to me, because that was, like, that was a real life moment, like, going the wrong way because your friend's facing the other direction and, like, having to correct each other. Like, that was really funny. I appreciate that little part.
Called a Snagglepuss.
It's called a pardon me?
You know?
Pardon me?
Have you guys not heard of Snagglepuss?
The
I've heard of
Sesame
Snagglepuss,
Street?
like the old cartoon character. I don't know how it pertains
Yeah.
to this
Like,
situation.
aren't they known for like saying stage left?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Exit. Stage right even.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I do
Fucking
know him.
thank you, Colin Mockery. I don't know who the character is, but I know Colin Mockery.
I don't get any
So-
of these references.
It was alright, so after you find the treasure, you say, wait, shit, this ain't mine.
Oh, right, yeah.
Taken-
That's a cool little twist.
Yeah.
Fucking Dad of the Year.
Yeah. You know, the tape Bloody Bill.
You
Well,
are my dad.
that is technically true.
You're my dad. Boogie woogie woogie.
You know what? It was cool that they have William, like, dig up the treasure and stick it in a proper pod so it isn't eaten by worms or
Yeah.
whatever worms do, but it would have... I expected it first to be that William as Bloody... What was his name? Bloody Bill?
Bloody Bill, yeah.
I expected there to be an extra leg of the treasure hunt, and that he would have, like, hidden the treasure elsewhere. He'd have been like, I stole your treasure. And then, like, would have left an extra note for them to go hunt it down. That would have been cool. But
they never found it.
Yeah. And then William...
He died.
Oh, no.
But... that would be kind of nice. But it would be really complex to set up, considering that kind of pirate storyline was in the farewell. Like,
right.
Maybe, like, part of the Before the Storm was, like, her coming to terms with it and finding, like, the last part of the treasure or something.
Oh, well, I just meant, like, there would have been an extra leg, like, within farewell. Oh. Man, that would have been insane if they just said it, if that were, like, looped back around into season 1 or something, but
yeah,
that's too high level. 200 IQ.
Yeah. So there are some pretty cool stuff in the time capsule, like Billy the Squid.
He's very cool, yeah.
The tape, obviously, the letters to each other, the predictions, which was completely wrong.
Oh yeah, those are cute.
The comic strip, which we forgot to mention.
Oh yeah, the final,
like
the final
panel.
piece. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what else there was, but I didn't write a big list, so I'm kind of regretting it. Oh, the scratch thing. Scratch art, which
Chloe
Chloe
goes and works on.
Yeah. And then you're given free reign to explore to the last part of the game.
Oh, joy.
There are some really, really nice stuff that I like. For example, the photo album, where you get to have the optional photograph with Chloe in the hat.
That was
as
cute.
well as the other optional photograph where it's basically you see Chloe drawing and it's like, I wonder if that's how I look when I take pictures, and they take a selfie together.
I don't know if I got that one.
I only found out about it today. Like, it was very hard to get. Well, not really. It was like I didn't really look at Chloe. I was like,
maybe I did. I just don't remember it because I'm pretty sure I got all the photos in farewell.
What else was there? Oh, the voicemail as well from Anne Rogers. I think that was her name.
Yeah, it's from some other student's mom,
AKA Ashley Birch.
Oh, really? Did she do the voice?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And you kind of find out that the kid was a bully, so Chloe just fucked with her a little bit by sending the Bunsen burner up a little bit. I mean, that's totally a Chloe thing to do, right?
Just a Chloe thing to try to horribly burn my fellow student.
Yeah. I mean, it brings a whole new meaning to the song Burn It Down. Is there any other things that you guys like? Dishes?
Yeah, you could do the dishes. That was nice.
There is something that I kind of want to mention towards the end of it, but what were you saying, Zach?
I was kind of hoping for there to be the butterfly on the inside of the.
There is. It is actually. Oh,
is it actually there?
Me. Yeah, it's there for a second, but it fades away.
Oh.
Yeah, it's there for like a split second.
Oh, I must have missed it.
It's there.
Because I remember going looking and not seeing it there. So what? It's like whenever your camera pans to it, it like fades after a moment.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I must have just missed it. That's neat.
I'm
glad that it's there.
What else is there? The cereal. The photograph, which is nice. I really do like how they kind of laid the kitchen out to look very similar to how it was in season 1, like with the cereal box in the same place, the photo where William left it,
the soy jar.
Yeah. Fuck. So, the college fund. I remember it was like, that's $1 for the swear jar. You mean the college fund from season 1? Bringing it back to the tape. It's like, what's the most important thing? Friendship, love, your Oregon State College Fund.
Yeah.
It's like, that's such a William thing to say. It really is.
He's got to sneak a little joke in there for himself.
Yeah. Is there anything else we need to talk about regarding exploration things?
Anybody got anything?
The wine stain is still there. I think
Oh yeah.
talk about a little bit.
Oh, the Halloween costumes.
I don't know if I saw
Like
those.
They were like pictures on the coffee table.
Yeah.
Where it had like William as like a piece of toast or something.
Right.
Or, like a toaster.
I do remember that.
I don't remember.
I don't remember what anybody's dressed up as, but I do remember finding that.
Yeah.
I put last time we were supposed to do an episode for this, I played it the day of, and then we didn't do an episode that day.
Yeah.
So now it's it's not all as fresh in my head.
I played it when we did the interview with Ashley, like that day, and so I'm rusty. I should have gone back and played through it. But, university, school, college,
Spider-Man on PS4.
all of that is just
it just gets in the way.
It makes things hard. So
yeah. Oh, also, shit.
Shitting takes time out of the day.
TV, even though we don't watch any, except for the good shit.
What is this
talking
tangent?
about you, Brooklyn Nine-Nine? What?
This tangent we've gone on. We're just naming things that we do with our time.
Yeah.
I like to eat.
Sleep.
I watched a horror movie today.
Just remember, guys, eat ass, smoke grass, and sled fast.
That's a motto.
Have you guys seen that video?
I have not.
Oh, there's this kid in like a shopping mall where he's on a sled on top of an escalator. He's like, just remember, guys, eat ass, smoke grass, and sled fast. And the security goes, if you go down those stairs, I will call security on you. He's like, okay, and just goes down the escalator and just runs. Fucking kid, dude. My god. Anyway, back to the farewell episode, also known as really sad shit. So, should we talk about telling Chloe and stuff? What do you guys do? Did you tell Chloe about if you're going to Seattle?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I told her.
Tell that girl. Break her heart. Twist is, she already fucking knows.
Yeah. Did you tell Chloe that you were leaving?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Ron?
I definitely did.
All right.
And I
We're on the
struggled
same
with
page.
it. I really struggled. Like I don't know. I like after, I think it was after everything and before the storm, and I think we talked about this in Hell is Empty, but after everything that happened with Rachel, I was just like, let's just be honest.
Yeah. There was one part when Max was like given an option to say to Chloe, which really fucked me up. And it kind of makes sense about why Max didn't really talk to Chloe at all, which was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be okay. And then, honey, you got a big storm coming. Just this.
And you gotta think too.
Oh my
that's
gosh,
a really
guys.
hard conversation for.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. No, I completely goofed on that. I didn't tell her. I did it on my second playthrough. I told her the first time I did it. Yeah.
Okay.
Just for the record.
Oh, no, that's totally fine. I mean, we forget things all the time. Like my own name. Yeah, so it's kind of actually nice to hear. What did she say? I don't think I ever chose it. Do you remember at all? Did she like hint at it, or?
I'm guessing she probably tells you. She probably says she knows anyway, right?
I do remember the tape was different.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shall we get into that fucking moment now?
Sure, why not? Let's fucking do it.
So like, Chloe and Max seem to be getting along, so let's go for something fun to do. The door opens, fucking Ben Howard with his fucking guitar walks in, fucking tears start shedding and shit. You know, it's like, oh fuck, Ben Howard, what are you doing in my house? Please leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, in actuality, it's Officer Berry and Joyce just like fucking sadness, just like William's dead. Like, I do like how that part of the game, until like the message where it was just no dialogue, it was just all action. I love when things do that. It really does help display the emotion of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the fucking tape message, dude. My God.
Both of them. In either scenario, it's
It's
absolutely
just rough.
devastating.
The concept of it is fucking disaster. It really is.
I mean, did she even... They had to have spoken on, like... On that day, right? On, like, the day of the funeral?
I don't know.
don't
Chloe
think
seemed
so.
very, very quiet.
Unless
Yeah,
maybe Chloe was, like, too busy, like, getting caught up by, like, all of her family members or something.
Yeah, probably.
I just assumed, like, having been to, like, a few funerals, like, where, you know, the person, like, looking at the person who is the most traumatized by what happened, like, you just don't bring anything up. You don't really even talk that much, so I assume that was the case. And you can see when Max is about to leave, when her parents leave, and she looks at Chloe like she's about to say something, and then she just doesn't.
Yeah. Oh,
Also,
that
what's
shit
did they just
hurted.
like they just go directly from like the funeral to
The funeral
to moving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I always assumed
Which is so
that there was a bit
wild.
of a time lapse, and that it
Yeah.
was like
A few days later.
a transition
Yeah.
between the funeral and the thing, and like the fact that it looks like it's like Max walks to the car and then they drive off was just like a cinematic transition.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then at the
But I'm
end,
not
when
sure
Chloe's
now.
listening to the tape, she's wearing the suit she wore at the funeral
I
still.
feel like what might
Right.
have happened is that they've already like packed and moved all the stuff, but they kind of delayed going until the funeral. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like it's unclear, but
I mean, I guess looking at
Which, can I just say, is a dick move on Max's parents' behalf.
yeah,
yeah, like,
it
hey,
really
we're gonna
is.
just
move. I'm sorry about
But-
Chloe, but we
Yeah,
gotta
they're
go.
like, sorry about your childhood best friend's dad dying. Screwed, let's get out of here.
Seattle, here we come, baby.
Yeah, and that's hard because, like, I don't think I've ever seen... Like, I've had friends move away for similar reasons, but I don't think it's never been under those circumstances, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, he got, you know, a pretty sweet job in Seattle, and I'm sure it's going to be good for their family, but, like, this is your, like, best friend. Like, you have to take that into consideration. And I'm sure, like, they had to be close with William and Joyce, right? Like,
Yeah. I think
One
it's,
would
like,
think,
implied
yeah.
or something like that. Then, I don't know.
yeah. We kind of need to move on a little bit, but my God, let's kind of like talk about the mess. We did talk about the message.
A
There's
little
two
bit.
different versions, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, basically how Max, if you tell her, it's like just kind of just says, you know, that she's really sorry she couldn't be there, you know, but she really loves Max. Well, Chloe, Max really loves Chloe.
That's the bit that broke me. I sobbed
Yeah.
so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
And like the different version, I believe, is basically like Max apologizing that she didn't tell Chloe. I believe.
Yeah, it is.
That's what you said, Aaron, right?
It is, yeah. She basically just says, like, I don't know how to tell you this, but we're moving to Seattle. Like, I know this is the absolute worst time to leave you. But then, like, the last half of the message is basically the same, where she just says, I will always love you. And the part that got me, honestly, was if you choose not to tell her, she's talking about, Max is talking about in the message, she's saying, like, but we'll get good at it. Like, we'll write each other.
Yeah.
And I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Oh.
God. It's like
Right.
Yeah.
hitting where it hurts.
I
over
didn't
and over again.
I didn't see that version until after I played it for the first time, because I was like, because I didn't realize there was like two different versions of the voice message.
Yeah.
So I listened to that one on YouTube afterwards, and I was like, oh fuck, that's so much worse.
Yeah, looking at that message too. If you don't tell about moving to Seattle, I guess they do just leave straight from the funeral to
Yeah.
because she says, "Chloe, I'm moving to Seattle. We're leaving today." So yeah, they do just go. So my initial thought of that being like a cinematic transition was wrong. They do just leave straight from the funeral, pretty
They
much.
just burn out at the graveyard. Just get the hell out of here.
It's like, it kind of, I don't know why it reminds me of Frank from Always Sunny just turning up at that funeral. And then just fucking bolts.
So, like, come on, Caulfields, you couldn't have, like, left,
wait a day?
Or something.
or, like,
Yeah.
it just, like, left Max in Arcadia Bay for, like, a week.
Until, like, kind of Chloe kind of opens up a little bit.
Yeah, just,
Yeah,
like,
kind of
help her
Chloe get better, but,
friend
like,
heal, and then, like, come pick your fucking kid up. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's
I guess that's an
kinda
extra
putting
burden
a lot
on
of burden.
Joyce, but, yeah.
It's fucked. But it really was well done. I cannot express that enough, and it just makes me sad every time I think about it. It's making me tear up right now, which I fucking hate. Can we please wrap this up, because I'm gonna go cry after this.
Let's
Big
do it.
mood. I'm gonna go finish
Season 2.
season 2, episode 1. Yeah.
So that's so everyone happy? Overall thoughts of the farewell episode?
It was
Yeah, I mean, like,
good
what
thoughts from
do you
Sean.
say? Yeah, I think that sums it up.
I agree with Sean.
Yeah.
No, I really liked the farewell episode. I actually really loved it. I think it might be like one of my favorite episodes. Weirdly enough, like I loved that episode, but it did like destroy me at the end. Truly, like I was all the way fucked up.
Yeah, I got done with it, and I texted Jamie, and I was like, what the fuck is their problem? Why would they do that?
Yeah, that was the exact message. It's like, how you doing, Joey? He's like, Joey just responded with, why did they do this?
Yeah, I liked it. It was a good episode.
It was really, really good, yeah.
I might have liked it. It's probably up there with one of my favorites, I'd definitely say, of the whole series so far.
It was...
Had nice little balance of tender moments, and of course the trademark gut-wrenching moments, so...
Yeah.
Trademark oof.
Trademark oof, yeah.
Kick to the face.
What about you, Aaron?
Overall thoughts. I think it was perfect. I mean, it's gonna hurt. We know with Life is Strange, it's gonna be painful, and some masochistic part of me likes that and looks forward to it every time I play these games, because it's so raw and real, and it's what I look for in these games. But it's like, I will say with Farewell, it was a little bit different in that 90% of it was just fun and innocent and great, and I think that's what we needed. And I honestly didn't know how it was gonna end. I mean, like, I didn't know if they were going to address William's death, or if it was going to be hashed out quite as like comprehensively as it was. But I think it was beautifully done. And having played the other games first, like we were talking about the order, like there are no more gaps for me. I'll just say that. Like, if I can condense it into one statement, there are no more gaps in Max and Chloe's story. I feel content with what has been revealed to us, and I'm ready for more.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like what made this episode great is the team behind it.
Yeah, totally.
Developing, publishing, and acting. I mean, everyone did a great job. It was fucked. You guys fucked us up. It was a great send-off. And speaking of send-offs, we should say goodbye to Arcadia Bay, because
just like
since
Max's parents that day, we're gonna load up in our car on
just leave
the day Chloe dies and just fucking peel out of Arcadia Bay and never come back.
What music do you...
Yep.
What? I have a question which is a bit weird. What music do you think they were listening to whilst they were driving away from the funeral?
Ska.
I'll never turn my back on ska.
Yeah, it was the impression that I get by Muddy Muddy Boss Tones.
Anyway, so yeah, the final part of this episode is going to be, well, like, kind of the last bit is we're gonna kind of talk about Arcadia Bay itself and why we're gonna miss it, really, because we're gonna say goodbye. Because new protagonist, new location. It's just we need to move on. We
Yeah.
kind of need to.
New
we're
game.
gonna rebrand ourselves. We don't know what we're gonna call it.
New game, who dis?
New game, new podcast.
We will still. I think we've talked about it before, but we're still gonna stick with Blackwell Podcast. We're not gonna
It's
rebrand.
because we really want to stick to the kind of the core of what made the podcast happen, which was season 1 with like Max and her journey and stuff, and kind of like it's kind of like where we started, and we kind of want to pay homage to that. So even though Life is Strange, like it too is going to be exploring new locations and stuff, we want to stick to our roots.
Mm-hmm. Plus, two people know us by this name, so
Yeah.
Good.
So, yeah. Should we just do kind of like talk about what we're gonna miss most about Arcadia Bay, and then we'll kind of go into announcements and stuff.
Yeah.
what's your favorite parts about Arcadia Bay?
What's your favorite locale?
Oh, fuck! That's actually a really good question.
Yeah, we should do that.
All right, I have a choice of 3. Okay.
Okay, top 3.
Number
them.
Yeah, top. It's the top and the Tide. I can't choose between them.
That's not acceptable.
Blackwell,
Okay.
the Lighthouse, and American Rust. Those are like the top 3 locations.
Yeah,
in Arcadia Bay.
American Rust is definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, same.
It's because it seems so chaotic, but the way that Chloe has found a sense of home there
Yeah,
is
agreed.
really, really fucking
Yeah.
nice. It's like, that's really nice to see. Even through all the shit she's been through, she has a place that she calls home.
Yeah, I like the little concrete shack and
Yeah.
the boat with the chair on it, and yeah, it's a cozy little place.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit soiled.
Here in the
A couple people died there, a couple corpses buried there, but you gotta take the bad with the good, I guess.
You gotta have a place to make your mixtapes. Anyone else? What are you guys gonna miss out?
I mean, Arcadia Bay is beautiful, and there's so many great locations, but I'm gonna say 2 Whales, for a couple reasons. One, I've always had an affinity for diners. I love going to diners, and just it's very comforting. Like, it's good greasy food. It's got a good vibe. It's sort of retro. But also, when I first started playing Life is Strange, before I actually started season 1, I got to play on my buddy's save game, and he was at the 2 Whales in episode 2 where Max is demonstrating her powers for Chloe. And that's one of my favorite scenes.
Man, that's a cool little moment to actually be introduced to the series through.
Yeah, that's definitely what got me hooked.
That's neat. 2 Whales is definitely up there with one of my favorites as well. I'm trying to think of any other zones. Making sure I'm going through all of them in my head before I say what my favorite locale is.
There's something that was really nice in just Arcadia Bay. Even though it was like a smallish kind of fishing town, it was really nice to kind of see that, like, the majority of locals kind of knew each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was really nice to see, especially with like Aaron said, with like the 2 Whales, like everyone kind of knew everybody really.
Yeah.
Even though it was like just by like name or reputation, it was really kind of nice. One location in particular, which I forgot to mention, the street at night and before the storm. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, right. In Rachel's neighborhood.
Yeah. That's my favorite now.
That's
You know why. I'm kidding. What was that? Alright. Please, someone else speak, please.
I'm really trying to nail down what my favorite locale is, and it might be 2 Whales.
Maybe, yeah.
I think I really liked the beach. I really.
In episode 4?
Just the few times that you see. Granted, it's usually littered with like whale carcasses and other bad shit, but it's just, I don't know, like, it's very pretty. I've always liked that sort of vista of just like a beach that people aren't really on. You get like waves crashing and stuff like that. It's just really, I really like that. I think my favorite aesthetic overall from any of the things, not just like a particular scene, but just like the aesthetic was Blackwell at night.
Yeah.
Just the atmosphere of all of that. But I also will say that, and I realize this. One of my favorite things I think about season 1 is just the atmosphere. It's autumnal. It's very like you can almost feel it. You know, like you can feel the air being crisp. You can feel like
the cool breeze and stuff. You can like you can just feel the light of like the fireflies on your face. You know, outside. Yeah. It's like it has a sense of realism which you can imagine yourself in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Which is exactly
and,
what Joey said.
Touching on that, one scene and one atmosphere that like I will always love from Life is Strange is Blackwell Pool at night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How did we forget that? Oh no.
Oh, that's part of Blackwell, I think.
Yeah.
But just like that particular scene for me is oof.
Yeah, I mean that is like one of my favorite, if not my favorite scene overall.
Yeah.
From the game, but just the whole like I'm a big fan of just fall in general, and it being in the Pacific Northwest, like North Oregon and all that, like it's so pretty. I don't know, and just that whole like ambiance that the whole game has is really nice.
Yeah, I think man, it's pretty close tie between Two Whales and Blackwell Academy for me.
Yeah.
It's part of my favorites. Who's your favorite?
We spend the most time.
Who's your favorite townie?
Oh, wait. You mean does this include like Max and Chloe?
We'll cut out like the main characters and even side characters. Like.
Oh fuck.
Priority side characters anyway, like Joyce and
Grill Dad.
Warren.
Grill
yeah,
Dad.
that's a good pick. I like Homeless Lady from season 1.
Yeah,
she's great.
Grill Dad, always.
Grill Dad's a good pick.
Ironically, I like the couple from Before the Storm with the wine bottle.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't like who they are, but I love their bit, and I love that they did that.
There's a few in season 1 that I really like, as well as Before the Storm. Before the Storm, would Steph and Mikey count? Or like Samantha? Oh, they just priority side characters, really.
Steph might be, and Mikey maybe. They're right on the edge. I'll allow it. As judge, I'll allow it.
There was one that season 1, there was someone that I thought of, and I was like, yeah, I really, really like them. I instantly forgot who it was. I guess I didn't really like him that much.
I like
Daniel. That was it.
Oh yeah, Daniel. Everybody likes Daniel.
My boy.
I like Justin, just because he's a bit of like a stoner dork. He's like
yeah.
Oh yeah. How dare he steal the weed?
Don't slap me, bitch.
Skip.
Skeevy guy.
Who? I didn't even hear you.
Oh, me or Sean?
Whoever said something guy?
Oh,
Skeevy guy from
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Spit my
That
beer,
Your
bitch.
beach.
Of course, oh man, why am I blanking on his name? The security guard. What's his name? Skip. Yeah, Skip's real good. I like Skip a lot.
I thought you would.
You know what's interesting? Actually, never mind. You don't
go ahead.
You don't get to know.
Make
I
your
haven't
point.
played season 2 yet.
Fuck all you.
Oh, okay.
You don't get to know what's interesting.
So.
No, it is
I
something.
think that's
season
a good
2,
way
so
to kind of, even though we kind of brushed about it, talking about the farewell to Arcadia Bay.
There is. I was talking with someone. They messaged me about it. They messaged me and we were talking about it. That with Topanga and or Topanga, whatever the
Topanga, yeah. Topanga from Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
Topanga, I never hardly even knew her.
Heyo.
I'm sorry.
Thanks. Where and this is something too. I love the like kind of just the mysticism surrounding Arcadia Bay.
Yes.
And like just the it's got that very like Twin Peaks, like something weird's going on.
Yeah.
You know, like kind of. I am glad that like they didn't lean too hard into the like Native American like spirituality, because it's they have it there, and I mean it fits too because of like the tribes that are in the Pacific Northwest and stuff like that. But I'm glad that they didn't lean too hard into it, just because. And I feel like maybe they had thought about it, but then decided against it.
Yeah, that's always the vibe.
Just because like that's such a kind of shitty trope that has like been adopted, is where like the only like Native American stuff is just like how they're all like, you know, medicine men, and like, you know, it's like all they're known for is spirituality. So I like that they kept this like kind of like mystical air in Arcadia Bay, but they didn't lean into like trying to make it like have anything to do too much with like Native American.
Yeah, and I think it's more
spirituality and
compelling
mysticism.
too. It's less like, I don't know, like you said, like it's not tropey, it's not stereotypical, and it leaves more to your imagination. So it's good. And also, I will say, like, speaking to the location and like sort of mysticism of Arcadia Bay, as far as being immersed in reality or like a fictional space, I mean, 100%. Like I was there, and with no other mania that I've got into, with no other fandom, have I wanted to be somewhere so bad that I mean, I literally like, went to the places in Oregon they based it off of just so I could feel like I was there.
Right.
And I think that was totally all the developers, like paying such close attention to detail and creating this environment that was real. And yeah, it's amazing.
And even though Arcadia Bay is a fictional town, yeah, it's like you said, there like there's enough like it's rooted in enough like actual. I mean, you can go along the coast that is Arcadia Bay. I mean, it's not Arcadia Bay, but you know what I'm saying. Like, you can walk along that coast. Like you can go up to that outlook, that overlook, and look out on the coast. And yeah, it I don't know. It made me fall in love with the Pacific Northwest before having even gone there. Because I went back in 2016, I think. But like I was in love with that area just from the game, and then you get out there and it's like, yeah, wow, this is real. Yeah, this is real life.
It's awesome.
And then you walk out into the sea and let the waves carry you out into the ocean.
Let the ocean take you.
Got it. Because my people need me. Max Caulfield, I hear you talk to fish. Yeah, I think we need to kind of say goodbye.
Yeah.
Because I need to get it over with, because I don't want to delay it too much, because
Goodbye.
rip off like a band-aid, otherwise it's gonna yeah, it's just difficult just to say goodbye to something that's kind of like near and dear to your heart, really.
Bon voyage, me old cream cracker.
Cream cracker.
I've been talking about it for 3 years, so it's
kind of difficult. We're basically beating a dead horse. We're just kind of I'm kidding. I love Arcadia Bay. If I was given the opportunity to go down with Arcadia Bay just so Max and Chloe would be happy, I would happily do it.
Yeah, that's a quick yes, Chief.
Yeah.
Sacrifice to the storm.
Yeah, I just want my people to be happy.
I can't remember what I was doing the other day. I was doing some kind of like test or something like that in like class, and someone was like, "Oh, like if you had to like sacrifice like either like someone who you loved or like a whole like town of people. Which would you pick? And I was like, this is Life is Strange, and I already know my answer.
Yeah,
I already did that.
I never really thought about it, but it's the trolley problem.
Yeah.
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 But the one person on the track is like...
Is like your best friend.
Right. They mean everything to you.
Yeah. They got their boot stuck in the track.
Just makes it easier.
Again.
So
you go, Joey. No, you do it. I fucking can't.
So this is to say, with our farewell to Arcadia Bay, that when the comic comes out, we probably will, once we all have a chance to read it, probably will talk about it a little bit. Any interview opportunities from Before the Storm, or when we finally actually have a real sit-down interview with
the Don't Nod Boys.
With the Don't Nod Boys, which
yeah,
been 2 years in the works.
Well, you kind of had one.
Just if you're listening, just you did say 2 years ago.
Hit us up, tweet us.
But no, like, so we will. I mean, it's not like we're never going to, after this episode, we're never going to mention it again. But we are going to shift our focus to season two, and probably we'll go over the episode. We'll start talking about characters. We'll probably do a couple character episodes like we've done with season one, and things of that nature. So we are kind of just shifting focus to the new story.
Also, if the live action adaptation ever happens, if that is still happening, I'm sure we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
No.
Be too emo tonight, boys.
Don't fucking do it, Aaron. I fucking swear to God.
Sorry, guys.
Goodbye to my
I fucking hate
Arcadia Bay dream.
Alright, so I think we need to move on to announcements, which means
Farewell,
say goodbye.
Arcadia Bay.
We will miss you.
We'll see you around. See you
Peace.
later. Pacific Northwest
Okay.
Cowboy.
So, let's move on to kind of housekeeping. Next episode is going to be about the new Life is Strange episode, Life is Strange 2 Roads. That'll be soon-ish.
Couple weeks, hopefully.
Yeah. We'll be planning. We're planning Extra Life, which we kind of mentioned previously. We're kind of hammering out details. We'll have a detail on date within the next month or so, I believe.
Mm-hmm. I guess we can go ahead and say that it.
We can
will
say
be in
what
December.
we're aiming for. Yeah.
We won't give an exact date, but it will
December.
be in December at some point.
Yeah.
Early-ish
Because-
December. Mid.
Yeah, we'll explain why we're aiming for that. It's because we kind of want to take a little bit of a break for the holidays and stuff, and then come back in the new year, kind of all rejuvenate and refresh, and we can just crack out some good episodes for you guys.
Right,
So
and probably
basically
too.
so
I
we can
mean,
refuel.
realistically, let's see, it was September 1st for episode 1 of season 2, so we're probably looking at like November at the very earliest if they're working too hard, and I hope they're not.
Please
Yeah,
don't.
take care of yourselves. So we're probably looking at December, January, maybe for episode 2. So that'll coincide well.
It's funny when you say take care of yourself when we're talking about doing a 24-hour stream with no sleep.
That's them. We don't have to take care of ourselves.
So, yeah, I mean, is there anything else we need to mention? I don't think so. We have a Discord, if you guys want to join that. Links in the description. Patrons, thank you so much for making this episode possible.
Yeah.
Real cool.
And what else?
Leave in the comments below your favorite moments of Arcadia
Oh
Bay.
yeah,
Yeah.
please do.
Definitely.
Tell us.
Yeah, we read every comment. we strive off your interactivity, because without your interaction, we wouldn't be doing this 3 years later. So yeah, we also, I kind of want to talk about something a little bit, which we did talk about in brief that we might be doing. It's kind of like we want to see what everyone's thoughts about this is. Doing streams for like actual like episode posters or maybe something like that. Because we did kind of touch about it, right, Joey?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember when we talked about that.
I think it was the last episode.
Yeah, I think it was like during the BPAs.
Oh yeah,
when we were kind of like talking about using the Twitch page a bit more. So
the cool thing about just having your head constantly racked with stress and depression and all that shit is that everything is always new because you can't remember anything.
Yeah. So yeah, we might do it, we might not. It's kind of like just up in the air with like most of our plans, really. We're just waiting for it just to fall into place. But
I think that would be fun though.
Yeah, maybe even if we
some
camera out, maybe we can even do live episodes as well.
Or even just, I mean, it doesn't even necessarily, like, even if we just occasionally get on and do, like, hey, who wants to hang out with us? And we play, like, a Jackbox game or something like that.
Yeah.
Just for an hour or two every couple weeks or so.
Yeah. That sounds good. We'll think it out. If you guys have any suggestions on that kind of end, let us know, as well as, like we mentioned previously about your favorite Arcadia Bay moments, your favorite farewell episode moments as well. Just your favorite moments
included in Arcadia Bay.
Yeah. We just want to say thank you for listening. We really do. We do appreciate every single listener. We'll hopefully see you soon for the Life is Strange 2 talk.
I think
one thing that I do want to mention right now, please don't post spoilers in this episode.
Please do. Please do not do that.
For anyone who hasn't played Life is Strange 2 at all, or just like any major like spoilers.
I'm not gonna read the comments until I play it. I'm probably gonna play it tonight.
It's basically just trying to help other players as well, because I've seen a lot of people get spoilers from like the recommended feed of YouTube and stuff.
Right.
So I don't want anyone to kind of look in, oh, it's a farewell episode. Boom, Life is Strange 2 spoiler. So.
Right.
Yeah, please don't. Kind of be respectful to each other. So with that said, thank you everybody so much for watching. We do appreciate it.
And I think Don't Nod for creating Arcadia Bay for us to explore and live in for the past 3 years. Thanks to Deck 9 for picking up the mantle. Expanding on it. Square Enix. All the lovely folks there.
The cast as well. Phil Bach as well. Kind of helping with that side of things as well. Music. Just everybody who worked on the franchise, really.
You're all amazing.
Yeah, thank you guys for making a world that we still talk about 3 years later.
Yeah.
So, with that said, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. We love you. Thank you.
Thanks for listening.